Hello and welcome back, explorers. Today we're headed to Austria. We're headed to Tyrol, which is a region that spans over Austria and Innsbruck, as well as parts of Italy. And a friend of mine decided that we're going to go on a girls' trip. A little bit of a getaway into the mountains, into nature, a little bit of peace and quiet, and that's exactly what we got. Like I said, all things rest and relaxation. So as soon as we arrived, we went to 𝐵𝐴, which is a spa. It was absolutely beautiful, overlooking the mountains, and we watched the most beautiful sunset there. There's lots of like jacuzzis, hot springs, etc. I couldn't show you guys too much because it's a nude spa, but I promise you it was absolutely stunning. On my first full day there, I woke up super early and I took a tram to the mountains, and then I had to take a bus. It was super cold. I think I froze my tits off like really badly. I did find a very cute restaurant where I could basically work. It was nice and sunny and warm, and I got a nice warm drink, and I was able to carpe diem. So Laurie and I actually missed each other. We were supposed to meet at the Alpine, which is where I was, and then we ended up meeting at Nordkette. The view was worth it. It was absolutely nice to see her in such a different setting. This place is absolutely beautiful. It's basically the top of Innsbruck. You might remember my trip to Switzerland led me to the top of Switzerland, or the top of Europe rather. This is kind of similar. You take a cable car up, it's 30 euros both ways, and then we took a little tram, I would say. It's a very weird transport system, but it's beautiful. They really do prioritize views, I suppose. But we took another cable tram back down to the city. It was gorgeous. How's the menu going, eh? Good afternoon, explorers. It is a beautiful sunny day in Innsbruck. We're trying to find a place to eat. I've been doing work, and I'm finally finished with work. So now we're gonna go eat and then plan our day. And tomorrow we're headed to the border of Italy and Innsbruck. It's called Bolzano, and it's going to be beautiful. We're going to a market, hopefully we'll make it. We still need to figure out how we're going to get there. We're staying at Laurie's boss's brother's house. Fingers crossed that everything goes well. Okay, you know I love trying out local cuisine, Laurie insisted that I have to try a 𝐵𝐴. It's basically a nice cake, okay? It's got like, I don't know if it's orangey notes and chocolate. It's really good, definitely worth it. And a little bit scary trying new things, but I'm glad I did. After that, we took a very lovely walk in the old town, and we found a really lovely place to eat. It's a bao place, so it specializes in bao buns, but we went in on this food. It was like 3 or 4 p.m. and we hadn't had anything to eat besides the 𝐵𝐴, which is not a good idea. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The first leg of our Innsbruck trip is done. We're going to find our blah blah car. There's Miss Laurie with all her bags.
All my bags.
Okay. To get to Bolzano, we took a blah blah car, €5 each, really affordable. That's about 80 Rand. It's an hour away. A blah blah car is basically a carpooling service. You go online and you book, you say I'm here and I'd like to go here on this day, and then you find a bunch of people who are going there that will have their specified times and where you can meet. It's really cool. I absolutely loved this place where we stayed, Ollie's place. He's super cool. He's claimed he's not an artist, but I mean, just look around you. I think definitely a creative at heart, really inviting, and really made us feel at home in a place so far from home for both of us, really. I certainly had the best pizza of my life in Bolzano. It was so refreshing because one of my favorite cuisine in Europe is definitely Italian cuisine, and it was nice that as soon as I got to Italy, I was able to revisit that feeling of satisfaction. So we were introduced to some of Laurie's friends as well as Ollie's friends, and Rachel, who's lovely, introduced us to one of her friends, Diary, and we took a walk into the forest in Saint-Genès. Saint-Genès is like a 20-minute bus ride from the city center. It was so beautiful. It was the perfect way to catch the sunset. So we walked in the forest, and then we ended up at Hotel Hirsch for sundowners before heading back down to the city to check out some cute little bars. In terms of the weather, it's the coldest place I've been to so far. Maybe Denmark is a good contender if you remember my Copenhagen trip. This was about between 9 degrees. I mean, in the morning when I was working, it was minus 13 degrees at some point. I was like at 7, 8. But if you're dressed up warm enough, you will survive the sunrises and the sunsets.
Yeah, so clean it up a bit.
Like I said, obsessed with cozy spaces, and that's the kind of space we had here. I feel like this is like my typical Airbnb dream. It's not an Airbnb, but I would have loved for it to be, because I love going into spaces like this. Bolzano is beautiful. I absolutely love it. Lots of castles. I actually stumbled upon a castle by mistake on a jog only 2 km away from the city. What I absolutely love about this place is that you literally take a bus for 20 minutes or jog apparently 2 km and you're in nature. It's very country inspired, and really preserved in terms of the integrity of the old buildings, which I absolutely enjoyed. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of graffiti every now and again because you can't escape that, but it's basically very well maintained nonetheless. So we got to Bolzano on Saturday morning, and then we left on Monday, and on Sunday we went up with yet another cable car. We went to go see the Earth Pyramids, which is such a beautiful sight. It was really nice to see the city, all of the city during the day. It was always very beautiful and sunny here, but super cold. Don't let the sun mislead you, was the lesson to be learned here. But your girl got cute and decided that Carpe Diem is the name of the game for this week. We basically walked for about 2 hours. It was really nice seeing the countryside a little bit. I don't even know if I could call this the countryside. It seems like a bit of a cheat given how close it is to the city, but you know what I mean. Seeing the old houses and how people live around here. I just don't understand how people live over a river like these guys here. It must be super, super cold all the time. I literally saw a frozen lake. Everything was frozen, but it was gorgeous. Probably like the most beautiful thing I've seen in a very, very long time. It felt really nice to reconnect to nature and just be in nature. It was just, I know I've said this so many times, but it was so gorgeous. After walking for about 2 hours, it was nice to find a very cozy place to sort of like regroup. So we went to Alex's house, which is a super cool, another artistic house, but he's a musician, so it's fine. They drove us to the cable car station where we went for dinner with Laurie's boss slash mentor slash friend and her family. Okay, I know I said I had the best food before, but I had the best desserts and wines here. Really good company, really good food. All in all, 10 out of 10 experience. I really enjoyed myself. And then on Monday, one of my highlights was to visit the 𝐬𝐍𝐿 store. 𝐬𝐍𝐿 is just a clothing store, very, very upper end, a little bit on the expensive, but good quality clothes. And the 𝐬𝐍𝐿 store in Bolzano is quite interesting because they've actually maintained its integrity the way it was back in the 1800s. So I went there and I did a little bit of a twirl, my signature twirls in beautiful buildings, and I quite enjoyed the architecture and the fact that they've got it as a showroom, a shop for clothing, but you're actually able to be immersed in a bit of an art exhibition from a clothing point of view. We headed back for Innsbruck for another 2 days before heading back to Luxembourg. It was such a beautiful trip all in all. I would definitely revisit Innsbruck. It definitely does remind me of Copenhagen, even in the way they decorate things. Very, very innovative, very, very new age. Quite an enjoyable experience. It feels like a hidden paradise, really. Laurie's dad picked us up in Trier in Germany and then dropped us off in Luxembourg, and that is the end of the trip. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next vlog.